What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Straight Off the Hook. I'm Mikey Slayball, and today I want to do something that I haven't got to do that I've really wanted to, and that is I want to break down my first telecast that I made in 2024 at the Cheetah Championship. A lot of people don't understand some of the runaround and the extra stuff that goes on behind the scenes at these shows. There's a lot of things I was unprepared for, and I kind of like to talk through the performance because what you guys saw on TV probably wasn't all that was true to the eye of what actually happened. And I kind of like to talk through some of that, kind of give you the vibe of where I was at mentally, where I was at through the week because it was a long week, and kind of just break it down for you guys because, well, I think it's going to be fun. So let's get into it. All right, so before we get into this nitty-gritty here and go through the actual telecast, I need to touch on a few points to give you guys some background to what's actually going on into this match, because there's a lot that people didn't know that happened the week prior or that I was dealing with that day that just added up to this whole experience of my first telecast. First thing here, we have this still image of me in my last couple shots of practice, and the two guys on the left here is where I want to point out. Obviously, one is Brett Spengler. Everybody knows Brett. He's amazing. But the guy there in the red on the very far left, that's Brian Nicodemus, and he threw me off guard because as a kid growing up, Brian was the one that got me into the PBA bowling. He's the one that got me focused in chasing a PBA professional dream and kind of laid the groundwork for me of where I need to go, what I need to do, that type of deal. Gave me a lot of knowledge when it came to bowling balls and stuff like that. Helped me out quite a bit with like just understanding footwork better and why certain things do what they do. Well, as a kid growing up, he always said, I don't care where I'm at or what I'm doing. If you make a TV show, I'm going to be there. Well, sure enough, I'm getting ready for the TV show, and Brian shows up, which was the last thing I expected because Brian was supposed to be out the motive booth at the USBC Open Championship, running it for them in Reno, and he flew in to Detroit for my show. So caught off guard, and it was really cool because this is something Brian and I have talked about and dreamed about for a while, of us being on a show together and just having this opportunity. And it was always funny because Brian said, I will never make a show unless it's on Cheetah. That like his rev rate's not super high, and that's his specialty is playing them straight. And ironically enough, the show I make is on Cheetah. So it was just kind of a cool little moment there. Now, other things I want to touch on. So you guys can see on my hand there, I have red tape. That is actually 2 layers of red tape. After the week prior of bowling in the World Series, I had to bowl big practice session before the PTQ, bowled 12 games of the PTQ, then I had another 3-hour practice session after I made it in, 3-hour practice session for the main field, and then we proceeded to bowl 18 games for Cheetah, 18 games for Scorpion, 18 games for Shark, on top of me making match play and bowling the however many games in match play I bowled for Cheetah, which I think was 7. Altogether, bowled a lot of games. Hand was torched. Now, if you guys remember me going through my fit woes, this is right in the middle of that. Like, thumb is bloody, fingers they look like hamburger. It's disgusting. And all because I just kept going too short because I kept trying to grab it. Obviously, we got that fixed, worked out now. But in this moment, I was in the heat of that fit problem. And so in this show, I had zero feel. I had no feel. I had so much super glue and gunk on my thumb, and I had 2 layers of tape on my fingers, also going up a grip size and a half in my bowling balls to make sure I could fit the tape in there. Like, it was a recipe for disaster. I'll just say that. Now, with that being said, I think my performance in the show was actually pretty good, and we can talk through that. However, the circumstances of which I was under getting into the show wasn't ideal. But now that we have the whole backstory of kind of where we're at mentally and how the hand's feeling, it's obviously kind of a big platform to perform on, even if you are healthy, let alone when your hand doesn't feel great. Also, I want to touch on the lane play because I know this is going to be a big topic of conversation after we're done with this whole video. In practice and getting ready for the show, because we get 30 minutes of practice on this starting pair, for the last 18 minutes of practice, I didn't miss a single time. And I'm not joking about that. I'm being actually serious. I didn't miss once. And it was actually so bad that BJ Moore said, well, if it's going to be like this, we might as well just hand you the trophy and we go home. It was dumb. Going to the show when I got my 8 shots of practice in between the 2 matches, it was not even close to what we were bowling on in practice. I mean, they got so uber stretched and so tight. it was something I was not prepared for, because I honestly thought my ball would just kind of pick up its seat in the middle like it did in practice, and I'd be able to just stay soft with the tempo and the speed and be forward, and the ball would tip really hard like it was all week in the main bay. Nah, that did not happen. We actually had to throw 2 different bowling balls here to start the match. We threw a taller pin Rampage on the right lane because the right lane was a little bit tighter, and we threw a lower pin Rampage on the left lane because the left lane was just a little bit better blended. But remember, all week long, for my 20, however many games I bowled, 23 games I bowled on Cheetah this week, I averaged 244 or 243. Not going away from that game plan. Hate to tell you that, especially on my first telecast, and I'm already nervous and shaking out of my shoes. I'm not going to go away from what I did best all week long and had the most confidence in. So there you go. Now the stage is set. Let's get into this match with Dio. So coming out of the commercial break after my shots, I really was just like enjoying the environment, and I knew they were about to play this clip here of the round of 16 when I picked up the 710 against Nick Pate. This was really cool. This was a cool moment in my career.
Which takes us to our Bowl TV highlights. Mikey Slaybaugh, round of 16 match play. That's
pretty cool. And I was really mad that I left that because, well, that first game was already over. I already won it. I had them locked out in the ninth. But I had the front 8, and I just wanted to shoot 300 one time that week because I bowled so good all week. I just wanted to put a 300, like a little bow on top, and I pocket 710. So now, getting ready for this first shot, I was just like, enjoy this moment, man. This is great. Luckily, Dio got to go first, so I got to hear the crowd a little bit and the interaction. But I also knew that Dio was alone, and if Dio stayed locked in, he was going to put up a big game. That's kind of how it felt all week against the lefties, is that when you're on opposite sides of the lane, you just got to create a better look on your side than they do on theirs. So,
guitars from Led Zeppelin.
And Dio's an absolute stud, so it doesn't surprise me he struck. Now stepping up here, I literally in my head just commit to the shot. That's all I was thinking. Just commit. Don't worry about throwing it in the gutter. Just commit to getting it right. Had a lot of people from my hometown come.
It's everything you dreamed of, kid. Let's have some fun. Come on.
Couldn't imagine a better way to start the TV career. And I did. Just committed to getting it right. I didn't want to chop it off. And, if I threw it in the gutter, who cares? Just Cheetah. But that was the miss all week, is being aggressive to the gutter, at least for me. I could always get mine to stand up off of it, just like it did there. And, it did what it was supposed to do. Now this next shot, the floor was shaking after that. I couldn't feel the ground. So I'm trying to calm down right now and make this shot. Y'all, when I say I missed it, I missed that ball so bad. My fingers and thumb came out of the ball at the exact same time. I was not expecting the crowd reaction. I got amped up. In that moment, next time, I'm taking a re-rack, 100%, trying to calm myself down. Didn't know to do that there. But that's okay. It's frame 2. Shoot my spare. I actually thought I fouled here. The approaches were glass or ice. I felt like I was ice skating. Even my traction sole would slip. That's how slippery these approaches were. So I legit thought I missed a spare, or fouled on the spare attempt. But I didn't. Close, but I didn't. Now we're sitting down, and now actually, after I got that shot out of the way, I was able to calm down quite a bit as I was sitting there. And the rest of this match was actually well executed, might I add. Obviously, Dio strikes quite a bit. It's just what the kid does, and he's now your RPI champion. So congrats, Dio, on that.
Another beauty. 4-pin sidewalk, slaps the 7 out. It's exactly what you're supposed to do when your opponent gives you an open.
Now, I didn't know Dio was going to put up a big number. Did I think it was going to be as big as it was? No, because I figured as tight as they were getting for me, I figured they would continue to get just as tight for him. But I knew a good number was going to be in play for him. Great look. Ball did the right thing for him, for sure. So now stepping up here, I got the jitters out of the way. I got the bad one out. It's done. I got the good first one. I got the bad one out. Now it's time to lock in. And although I had a lot of tape on my fingers, the anticipation, the amped up surroundings of me, I guess, kind of made me heighten my senses a little bit. And I would say I had decent feel for the rest of this match. I said get off of it. It was a smidge up the lane where that shim spot was. Flat 10. And right, Randy just said I never got out of urethane the entire tournament. I flat 10 there, and I said get off of it because, well, in practice for my 8 shots, that's what I saw was that flat 10 when I get it up the lane a little bit. And here's what stinks. That hit carried every time over in the main bay. Every time. Make my spare, no big deal, move on to the next frame. So now in my head, I'm just like, all right, like you obviously have to stay aggressive at the bottom. You got to make it see it, get off of it.
He's thinking to himself, there ain't no way I'm throwing.
So remember, I'm throwing a little bit weaker Rampage on the left lane, a little bit stronger on the right, trying to combat that stretchiness in the right lane.
Stay forward, stay firm. Good job.
That's a different dude these days.
Yeah, Marshall turned it on in practice.
We'll get into that. A changed man.
Now I say that one was better because it was a little bit slower. It still was up the lane, but it was slower. But then it almost didn't get all the way there. So what you'll see me say next time I get to that left lane, I'm gonna say I'm going to the up one. I actually changed to the stronger ball in the left lane. The next time we're up, you guys will see that. That was a good shot, good feel, good speed. It got him to swish and strike. So now I'm like, okay, let's calm down. We're still in this match. You know, obviously we've got 250 left. Go make some shots.
Selfie with you.
With us.
Thank you for including me.
Now, I was a little worried after watching that one because the ball never looked like it had a chance of not striking. There's sometimes you can see a ball wiggle or see a ball stand up a little quick and the hit that you receive isn't one that's necessarily all that good, but it still strikes. That gives me hope. That one there, when I saw it see the lane perfectly and go through the pins, I was like, you know, we might be in trouble. And the only reason I remember that one, or all of his shots on the right lane, is because I was sitting right behind him. So. Now here I took a deep breath because I'm like, okay, we're gonna be all right. I mean, he slowed down. Now we're back within, you know, it's 25, but we're back within, you know, another miss or two, right? We're still in this match. We're only halfway through. And in my head, I'm thinking too, you know, he could have one that just stands up super quick. Go, you know, he could 6-8 on me, that type of deal. Like,
you know, it's always
possibilities are still there. So I'm actually really starting to get locked in. And the next 3 shots were the most committed 3 shots, I think, of my entire week. You hear me say firm and forward, firm and forward. I like to have like 1 or 2 swing thoughts to focus on.
Bedard's first miss on the left lane.
Firm
5 for 5.
Firm meaning I am super aggressive at the bottom as I'm just firm with the ball, and forward obviously getting the ball forward. And that ball was dead aced. Dead aced. And there I knew I was in trouble.
Oh, Michael Slayball.
That was the moment where I realized probably not going to win this match.
I mean, you saw his rev rate. It's over 500.
I know, Randy, it's over 500, but I still can't get a 10 pin out.
Too soft entering the 1-3 pocket.
But as we were 27 for 27 on 10 pins, now we are 28 of 28. Go team. Good spare shooting week, by the way. Good spare shooting week.
He lives in Wakarusa.
Here you just saw me say I'm going to go to the taller one on the left lane, make that adjustment.
His parents had not seen him play live for a long period of time, he says, and they called him. Said, "Can we come see you?" He said,
Gotta start striking.
One any chance, gotta start striking. And the next shots, man, I tell you, eyes committed.
Dad, he said it was one of the best of his life.
That's a lot better. There you go.
Yes,
Dead aced. Now that one was outright just a little bit, but it's cheetah, right? We're trying to get it between 2 and 3. Just one of those things where I need those hits more often. So now we're moving to commercial break. At commercial break, it was actually really good. The conversation I had with Brett and with Brian, we were just talking through kind of what we were going to do going forward, and Brett was like very positive. He's like, dude, just commit to making the shot. Like, the ball's going to get off of it if you hit it hard enough. Get it to the spot, let it get off of it. He still has to show up if you strike out, right? He can punch for, I think, 260 or something like that, and I can still punch for 230. That means he still has to stay clean. This match isn't over, right? He still has to show up. He can't, you can't just go unconscious for the rest of the match. And so, Dio stepping up here in the 6. I apologize. He can still shoot for 270. But for me, I'm like, it is kind of a cluster of a start to a match. However, if we show up and start making shots, it's going to make him think at least. And he is 19 years old, so like, a little pressure probably wouldn't hurt him. So. And at this point in time, I was adjusted to the lights, I was adjusted to the setting, I was comfortable, I was confident. And I actually felt like, even with the grip issues and everything I was going through, I felt like I could get the ball where it needed to be when I needed to. So, he leaves this Swisher 6. This is what I was looking for earlier, was shots like this. Swisher 6 pin on him, where it just doesn't get all the way up the hill. Obviously, there it is, and I'm going,
missed the pocket once. That was a
we could have a chance. Now, he still could shoot for 260, but
tried something a little different. Get a look. But it's
made a spare. Good for him. Now I'm sitting here going, all right, we're right there, right? Obviously we're not right there. We're still down 30, but you guys get what I'm saying.
I mean, there's nothing
in my head. Just commit. Let the ball do what it did all week. We're gonna be all right. Now I'm really getting locked in. So I'm like, okay, he's seeing what I'm seeing, right?
The performances
we're going to be toe-to-toe here.
Been incredible.
Because if you guys look at the math here, he still has to...
It does help that you're bowling on a solid...
Yeah, he still has to mark out. Like, he still has to put together 8th, 9th, and 10th. All 3 have to be marks.
Part of the lane, a little bit of oil left, and so you know exactly what it's going to do, and that helps free up the swing. But still, I mean, they still have to execute. They're doing a,
so now we're stepping up. This was, before we get to the shot, this was the best executed shot in this entire match. I know the result probably isn't what you guys think it's going to be, but it was so good, I walked this sucker out. I labeled this shot.
And to your point, that's why at these events, Randy, we've seen Bill O'Neill, Tom Smallwood, Dom Barrett, Tom Doherty all win their first World Series.
Big trouble.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
I made a one board move left with my feet, committed to getting it to the spot, and I caught all of it. Trying to open it up, trying to get around that little wash zone in the middle, and it just stood up so hard. Obviously, we missed it. And then I knew it was over, right? You just know it's over, so you just enjoy the rest of it.
Because Dio's not going to miss.
That'll all but do it.
Oh, well.
4 regional titles, says there. I got my 5th title literally the week after this in Lorraine. So that was pretty cool.
Shot, man. Make a good one.
The urethane 10.
Like I said, all week long in the main bay, that ball strikes every single time. And that's, honestly, I think that's
his parents came, his grandma.
I won't say that's why I had the best look, but that's why I had the most confidence, is because I didn't have to throw reactive all week long. I could just continue to get softer and slower. Another attempted spare. softer and slower, and I could continue just to use my rev rate and pointing the ball, the direction of my hand, pointing the ball where it needed to be. And my ball just, it wouldn't do anything crazy. It would get through the fronts, it'd get to the spot, wouldn't oversee it, and it would recover when I get it right. It just like, it was one of those where I could turn my brain off. And although it doesn't, like, I'm going to shoot a really low score here, and although this doesn't really show how good of a look I had all week, I'm not going to walk away from the look I had all week long in the main bay on a one-game match. Like, we're going to stick with what we brought. There is one thing I wish I would have tried. I had one more bowling ball there, one more tank, that was super aggressive. Like, I'm talking, the pin is all the way up in the Arctic Circle. And I didn't throw it because I threw it a couple times in the main bay and it hooked too much. It hooked almost as much as my regular reactive resin. It was sitting back in a bag. I wish I would have thrown it, but hindsight's 2020. Right in the moment, I went with the 3 bowling balls, or the 2 bowling balls I threw all week long that I was the most comfortable with, I had the most confidence in. The 8 pin. And it just didn't work out, didn't pan out. That's how it works sometimes. Nature of the beast.
Right now is the closest feeling to a stairway to heaven for Dio Bernard.
All right.
Now I get to have some fun.
Let's finish.
There's a little slice of heaven right there. That hit on the 8 pin. BJ Moore's watching going, yeah, I wish that could have happened to me. Good shot. Another 10 pin.
Like I said, all week long, that's striking. Every time. And again, first time bowling in the arena bay with brand new lane surfaces. Like, all of this is new to me. I don't understand it. And next time, I'm definitely going to have different equipment there if I make it to the arena bay. Guys, like, I got a lot of flack for not throwing different equipment.
You hit on it. Like self-taught.
I hope you guys can understand, like, you get 10 frames, and if I'm locked in with one thing for literally 8 days, probably not going to go away from it. I hope people would understand that. But now knowing what all is involved with a TV show and what to expect, I will have a better idea of what to be prepared for. And I thought for sure that was going to strike that 4 pin.
Just a great story.
You hear we love you from his family.
That wasn't from my family. It was actually from my buddy Alex Walters that came to watch me bowl. Shout out, I love you. Or we still love you.
Asher Mundy here, his sister Erica as well.
I really wanted to make that spare because I wanted one more shot. Like, I really wanted to go out with one more shot. I didn't want to go out with a missed single pin spare.
And he will, but this kid right now,
And I was contemplating doing this next part and getting the crowd involved because I felt like after shooting 160, you know. But we had a really playful crowd there, and
That little noise made for the last one?
Come on, Allen Park.
oh man,
We're down
give Dio's hug right before he goes and wins his first title. So there you have it. That is my TV debut in a nutshell. And although it didn't go as planned, the execution underneath the circumstances with the hand, the first time being on television, you know, not really knowing what to get into, what I'm going to get into when it comes to lane play and just how everything transitioned, I'd say execution-wise, I give myself a 9 out of 10. The only reason I don't give myself a 10 out of 10 is because that second shot. I wasn't prepared for just kind of the eruption of the crowd. I literally could feel the floor shaking. I know that sounds crazy, but like my feet could feel the floor pulsating. It was wild. And so trying to dial back in the nerves and make that second shot, wish I could take that one back, but in the grand scheme of things, it wouldn't have mattered. If anything, it gives me a good talking point on the nerves and kind of what your unexpected or what the unknown things are when it comes to making your first telecast. So definitely a very blessed experience. Like, again, I know you guys hear me say it all the time and about how blessed I am and just how grateful I am for what the Lord's given me in my life. This opportunity, although it was kind of tragic, was one I am so glad I got to go through. And honestly, if I would relive it again, I would do it in a heartbeat because you just don't get many opportunities like that. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, there's a lot of nuances and stuff behind the shows that people really don't know about, especially first-timers. Like, you get into new things that you're just not really prepared for. And for me, luckily, I'm one that really wants to soak up the environment. So I actually got there super early. I was there like 4 hours, 3 hours early, way before I could ever practice, just because I wanted to watch them set up. I wanted to see how the TV camera crew came in, how they did their job. I just wanted to be a part of the whole environment. I got to talk to Mike Jakubowski, who does kind of like runs the production behind the scenes, and kind of get the gist of what was going on. I got to talk to Kimberly Pressler and Randy Peterson, and kind of got to do the whole interview thing beforehand. It was a great experience. And if you guys have any questions about it, or maybe something that you want to know why I didn't do something, or maybe just have a suggestion, please put it down in the comments. I love it when you guys respond to these videos. I really enjoy making them. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Keep everything straight off the hook. We're heading into a new year, and hopefully you get another chance to maybe make a show. You never know. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the support, and I will see you guys next time.